Hello everyone, my name is Sangeeta and welcome back to my channel. So, if you are new here, this channel is all about art and creativity. So, in my previous video, I talked about making some more tutorials for beginner video creators or people who are interested in video editing. So, I talked that I will be covering three tools, and in future, like in the upcoming videos, I will be covering the very specifics or the feature set of those particular tools. But before we go into very platform oriented specific tools that you can use to achieve your video editing goals or whatever, before that, let's get into the nuances of what exactly makes a video. So for that, I will be breaking down the process of making a video. What are the files that go into it, and where all can you get those files, and how to basically put it together. So these are the things that are pretty consistent, or basically they will remain the same, irrespective of the kind of tools that you are going to use. So there are three things basically that make up for a video. So first one is the raw files. So what do we mean by raw files? Raw files are basically images or videos that you end up using in your whole video. So to further simplify it, like assume any kind of video that you liked, or the content of your favorite creators. What you see is that like there are different kinds of elements that are present in each of those videos. Some of them are text elements, some of them are video elements. There is a music background score that is going on. So when it comes to the process of video creation, all these elements are actually individual pieces that you import onto a particular tool, and then fuse them all together to create one video. And then you basically orchestrate how the whole different elements fit together. So irrespective of any kind of tool that you are going to use, you will see that there is a import media library or media pool sort of thing, where you get to import all these individual files. These can be images, these can be individual videos, these can be individual fonts even, or music, whatever. So before going into the process of like a video creation, you'll have to actually think about the different kind of images or videos that you are going to use in that. So those are going to be your raw files that you will be using and stitching them together to make a consistent video flow. So that is about the raw files. Now, where exactly to get those raw files? So one of the beginner mistakes that people end up doing, not only for the video making process but also when it comes to writing a blog, is that they end up googling stuff, and whatever they find, like if they like some image, they end up using that into their blog or basically any kind of creation. So this is not like the right way of approaching it, because irrespective of what kind of image you end up using, some of those are like copyrighted materials, and which means that without the permission of the owner who actually created that, you cannot use it. And it also violates basically the rights usage that should ideally go to the original creator. So where do we go on looking for the raw files? So one of the go-to place, which is also a tool that I will be covering in the upcoming videos, is Canva. So Canva takes care of all the elements that you are going to use in that particular any video that you are going to create. So you will find images, you'll find videos, you will find fonts, shapes, graphics, everything, and they are basically segregated into two parts. Like one of them, some of them are like free, and some of them are accessible to you when you turn into a premium member or a paid member. So that is like for the tools. But what about the individual file sources? So Unsplash is one place where it asks you to basically credit the original creator, like giving them a link. The other place for audio is uh, bensound.com, which is one that I particularly use. And you will also see the variations of free versus the paid ones that you can choose depending on your requirement. In fact, you if you are like planning to upload your stuffs on YouTube, then YouTube also provides you certain what to say different kinds of audio samples that you can basically go ahead and use. So I will be linking down few more resources from where you can get these images. So the point is that, like, do not Google and just use it. So in future, if you are like creating some of those materials which are copyrighted, it basically puts a copyright strike on your video. Like YouTube will do that. So avoid all those hassles and look for sources where you can get Creative Commons or something that tells that okay, this is royalty free. So that covers about like from where to get the raw files. The third thing that I want to talk about here is like is the timeline. So uh, from the first point, we know that there are different kinds of raw files that you end up using, and then you stitch them together. So whenever a video flows, there is like a entry to it, and there is an exit to it, and then there is a whole set of content in between, um, which are created from all these raw files. So timeline is basically just that. So irrespective of the tool that you are going to use, it will give you a timeline where you majorly drag and drop your raw files that you're going to use, and then add on some effects, video effects that you want to create, like how the things are going to transition and all of that. So all those things are like taken care on the timeline of the video tool that you're going to use. So more on it, like as in when we look into individual video editing tools. So that's there. And the final one. So the final one is basically exporting things. So if you have seen my GIMP tutorial series for the beginners, I do talk about exporting the files, because it's one thing to take a picture of something which automatically gets saved as a .jpeg, versus using a image editing tool where you have the option to create different kinds of formats. It can be PNG, JPEG, and many others. So the same is with the video tools. So some of the advanced ones will give you like presets which are available. So like let's say if you are planning to upload it on YouTube, then YouTube has certain recommendations of what the resolution of that video should be, what should be the frame rate, and other technicalities that you need not worry about, because the presets take care of that. So you'll have to choose one of the options, like wherever you want to upload it. It can be YouTube, it can be Instagram, it can be Vimeo, any other such platforms. Just choose that preset and export the file. So what it will do is like it will stitch together all the raw files that you have imported and how you have planned your transition onto the timeline, and then basically give you an MP4 output of the whole thing that you have created so far. So yeah, so that's basically the backbone of how you create a video content. So like in the next video, I will be covering about one tool which is which you can use if you do not have a laptop and you want to create something on using your mobile only. So I will be covering that, and then later on we will get into more of web-based and desktop applications that you can use. So yeah, so that covers it. I will be leaving the resources to royalty free sites from where you can get images, and also a link to Canva, which you are free to explore even before I end up making a tutorial of it. So you're free to explore that as well, and some more resources from where you can get royalty free music as well. So feel free to explore all of that, and whatever the kind of content that you are planning to create, think of it in terms of chunks, like how do you break the whole thing, and then it gives you more idea about what kind of raw files do you want. Should you create them, or should you just get them uh, basically break down the whole thing into smaller chunks into the raw files. So with that, I conclude this video, and I'll see you next time with video editing tool for mobile. So stay tuned and take care.